Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today marks week 2 of our SAT Math Challenge Problem little series that I started last Sunday. So I'm really excited. We got yet another challenging math problem on the books for today. So as always, I would suggest pausing the video before I actually start doing the problem. See if you're able to work it out yourself. If you are, fantastic. If not, obviously the intention of this video is to help you figure out the challenge problem. So without further ado, let's hop into this question. All right, so for today's SAT Math Challenge problem, we will be doing question number 23 from Practice Test 10. So normally finding the slope of a line and the y-intercept isn't too bad if you just know the formula and how to manipulate it, play around with it. But this question becomes a little bit complicated given that there are a bunch of variables in this table rather than just numbers. So what we need to know first and foremost is the equation that represents a line. So in y equals mx plus b form, there are two noteworthy features, the m and the b. So the m part right here represents the slope of the line, and the b part represents the y-intercept, which is where the line crosses over the y-axis. So in order to find, we're first going to start out by finding the slope of the line. So the slope of the line, they will not provide you with this formula. You need to have this memorized prior to sitting for your SAT exam. So the slope can be found by doing y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So it literally doesn't matter which of these points I pick, which one I call x1, which one I call x2, it doesn't matter. So let's say I'm going to call this one right here x1, we'll call this one y1. Obviously you got to keep which one is x1 and y1, you got to keep the one paired together. And then we'll call this one x2, and we'll call this one y2. But again, I could have picked what I'm circling right here. I just decided not to for whatever reason. All right, so let's go ahead and plug that in. So y2 is negative a, y1 is 0, so negative a minus 0, over x2 is 3a, x1 is a. So we end up then getting negative a over 2a, which gives us then that the slope is equal to, the a's will cancel out, the slopes are equal to negative 1/2. Okay, so that's the slope of this line. So we get y is equal to negative 1/2 x plus b. All right, so what we want to do now in order to find the y-intercept, so now we're looking for the b component of this formula. We're going to just take any point from the set of data that they gave us, and then we're going to plug that in for both x. We'll just highlight that. We're going to plug in a point for both x and y right here. It, again, doesn't matter which one we do. I'm going to go ahead and take this for my x and this for my y because there's a 0. I think it's a little easier to deal with than having two a's for an x and a y. So let's go ahead and do that. So plugging in for y, we get 0 is equal to negative 1/2 a plus b. We get negative 1/2 a plus b is equal to 0. So I can add 1/2 a to both sides. And then we get that b, which again is our y-intercept. B is equal to 1/2 a. All right, so the full equation of this line, I'm going to write it in red, is y is equal to negative 1/2 x plus 1/2 a. So what that means then is that when we manipulate any of these equations right here, we need to end up with this formula because these forms are not, a through d are not in y equals mx plus b form. So let's go ahead and do that. So automatically I know it's not going to be c, d, or even honestly b, because when you divide both sides by the 2y here, or when you for c have a 5a or a 7a, there's no way to get that to be the 1/2 a that we're looking at. But if you look at choice A and we manipulate it to get into y equals mx plus b form, watch what happens. That would give us 2y is equal to negative x, move over the x to the other side, plus a, and then dividing both sides by 2, we get that y is equal to negative 1/2 x plus a over 2. A over 2 is exactly the same thing as 1/2 a, so the choice that's correct here has got to be option A. So there we go, guys. That's how we do a question like this. This is generally speaking how you're going to find y equals mx plus b form when you have 2 points. It's just a little bit overcomplicated here because of all of the extra variables, but the same principle still does stand. Thank you so much for joining me for today's SAT Math Challenge problem. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Drop any love in the comments as well. Will be deeply appreciated, of course. Also, guys, make sure to follow me on my TikTok page. It's Test Prep Tips. We'll put that somewhere over here. And as another note, all of our SAT crash courses, the links for those are in the description below, as well as our SAT Math workbook, No BS SAT Math. That is also linked in the description below. Thanks so much again, guys. Take care.